Hey, how we doing today, class? My name's Caden, and I'm going to be giving my reflection and my analysis on this TED Talk that is already a pretty touchy subject, but I believe it's also a very important subject that we need to have knowledge on. Going to the things that I learned, first off, I did learn that many of the students that the speakers taught were born in the late 1990s and afterwards. They didn't really know that this phrase or word was relatively a new invention in American English. It came to light more in the 1980s, where we started seeing this kind of thrown more like radically in slurs and judgment, um, where Black college students, writers, and intellectuals actually came out more and more about these racial attacks against them with people using this phrase. Um, to me, I know this word has been around a long time, but hearing that more and more people were coming out about it, it seemed to root more and more of a problem in this time frame, especially in that time frame. One of the second things that I learned was students across the country talked about switching majors and dropping classes because of poor teaching around the N word. English teachers or professors in general that made students talk out about this, and maybe you were forced to read this and in certain literature when it came across that made students uncomfortable. And from that, furthermore, it's led to protests that the speakers were mentioning across schools such as Princeton and Smith College. We're actually seeing, an upright from, these teachers not handling the right protocol around this word, which was something astonishing that I learned as well. Going on to the third, Black people first incorporated the N word into their vocabulary as political protests as far back as the 1770s, which really blew my mind. Always, we kind of hear it around society as a slur, obviously, and just a really hurtful and impactful word. But just knowing that and learning that it was first incorporated in political protests kind of really sees the other side of things and sees that it wasn't always used that way. I would say the most impactful part of this video was when it was stated, quote, "A white student from New Jersey confessed that she just stood by as a Black kid got bullied by this word and didn't do anything." Quote. I think that there's just so many instances in our lives and even in my own life where we've witnessed bullying, whether it's, a racial slur or just somebody getting picked on in general. And kind of hearing this, I was never really the type of guy to intervene. I never really saw a super dramatic case of this where I thought it was a problem if I didn't intervene. But just hearing this in the video just made it clear to me that I won't be a bystander if this situation ever arises again and if I am a witness of it. So that was very impactful to me in this video. Um, Thinking back to a point of encounter with this word was probably in high school when I would hear this word kind of being thrown around in friend groups, not necessarily of the Black community whatsoever. It was more of the Latino community, or I'd even come across just white kids just kind of throwing this around, like jokingly, like saying, "Hey, what's up, my," and it's one of those things where it's truly disrespectful. And I never really saw it being used in an attacking way or even being used from somebody of an opposing race to somebody of the Black community where it was almost like an attack or a threat. I never witnessed that ever, but in general, just knowing the knowledge of and the background of this word and how harmful it is, it's just a word that no matter what the context is, it just should not be spoken in general. And yes, thank you so much for listening to my video. And I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much.